Welcome into TNT Twincast. We appreciate you guys checking out one of our videos. Do us a solid, like, subscribe, and hit us with a comment down below. It's the best way for us to grow our channel. We appreciate you guys so much, and go Noles. Welcome into TNT Twincast. This is the instant reaction podcast to the Florida State LSU game that just finished up. We literally just turned off our screens, came in the recording room, and man, what a game! Florida State wins 45-24. The first half kind of went how we all thought it was going to go. Counterpunch. Good teams know how to respond to that, and both teams kind of knew how to respond to getting hit in the mouth. And quarters 3 and 4 were just kind of all Florida State. Jordan looked really good. Our transfer portal wide out, Keon Coleman really showed out. The running game kind of got going too. But yeah, just really, really exciting. There's not going to be a lot of edits here. We're just kind of going through the jump. So yeah, just insane. Probably the biggest win I would say, if you count into opponent of Mike Norvell's career at Florida State.
Right. If you would have told me that we'd go 2-0 in our 2-year stretch with LSU, I would not have believed you.
Right.
To be honest, I went into this game kind of being okay with dropping this one because you still go 1-1 against LSU and you still have a chance to rebound against Clemson. So for me, this was like obviously I wanted us to win, right? Big time. But like from the grand scheme of the schedule, like you could have dropped this game. You just didn't want to get blown out because then could look back at that and hold it against you if you find a way to run the table.
Yeah, I mean, who would have thought that Florida State would have blown LSU out? I mean, no one had that on their bingo card for sure. Yeah,
Absolutely.
it was just gnarly for sure.
Yeah, I kind of felt like in the first quarter they were definitely more physical than we were, like for sure.
Yeah,
I kind of expected the offensive line to play a little bit better in the beginning, but LSU was they just seemed like they were a little more physical, and they were kind of pushing us around. They got a lot of help from some early penalties that I felt like were some pretty soft calls, but
yeah, I agree.
it is what it is, and they put them in position to score some points and keep them in this game. So if it wasn't for that offensive explosion, in the second half, it could have been like a 27-24 kind of game. But
Well,
JT, man, wow.
yeah, when Florida State came out and made it 24-17, and then ended up getting the ball back, I believe that may have been one of the 3 and outs. I said, you got to score again. One of the
Right.
points that I made to a buddy of mine is that, if this was last year's team when it's 24-17, Florida State's probably settling for 3 there. Like, they're just going to make sure we just got to get points, and Norvell's going to call it that way. He's going to play defensive, not try to make any mistakes, play for 3 because you're still going up by 2 scores at that point. Not with this bunch, man. He just he was just going for the neck every chance he got. And man, what a
Well, and
no, you're good.
I really like that because once we went up, which like to your point, once we went up 24-17 and we got the ball back, I was like, we need to just keep scoring and keep on scoring, keep on scoring. And I felt like some of the play calling kind of spoke to Mike Norvell, kind of just like you said, kind of taking them out of this game with your foot on their throat, and trying to pile on the points. Put Jaden Daniels in a position to where there's almost no way that he's gonna find a way to come back into this game.
They
So
they
I
put
really appreciated that play calling.
they put LSU in a scenario where the only way that they could get back in the game is by throwing the ball, and that is not Jaden Daniels' skill set. He's got a good arm, he's got great
Right.
legs, but if you force him to throw it, if you put the LSU offense in a scenario where they have to throw it, he's not. That's not his thing, and he's gonna make mistakes. He threw that pick to Renardo Green
Yeah.
that I think
And
kind of set the tone there for how the rest of the second half was going to go.
yeah, I think that the DBs, the further along this game went, the more they started to kind of impose their will a little bit. And they got a lot of favors from some of these LSU receivers. Our guys dropped some passes, but their guys dropped some passes too.
Oh
There was
yeah.
a critical third down that literally Jaden Daniel just like puts it right in the breadbasket and it just hits the guy's hands and just falls right down. And that was late in the game where we were trying to kind of take the lead. So they had some critical drops. We had some critical drops. We get the ball back on the muff punt, and then we throw the ball right back to them.
Oh
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So
Well,
we
so
both sides made mistakes, but we responded really well.
yeah, and kind of Jordan with that in the first quarter, there was one of those wide out slip screens, and he pumped the ball and then threw it. And I said, no, if he does that again, LSU is getting a pick. And sure enough, LSU got a pick. The second quarter with Jordan kind of worried me a little bit, but man, did he lock in? Did he do his thing? I thought he looked great. Finished with 4 scores, 1
Yeah,
pick, 1 on the ground. Man, what a game!
yeah. He threw some dimes, and Keon Coleman. I mean,
Mm,
Jaheim Bell. We saw those transfers out and about making plays.
absolutely.
That Jared Verse fumble, that was legit. Even though LSU got it back, that was a good hit that kind of set the tone later on in the game. I felt as
Oh
far as
yeah,
what the defense was doing.
totally. Yeah, and you saw the Florida State defense. You saw some young guys make some plays. There was one of the goal line stands where Omar Graham runs up, meets the running back right in the hole. That's not a guy that's starting. That's a guy that they're kind of baking this year to be ready as a starter in 2024. And man, he looked great, and that's the kind of development that we really, really need at the linebacker position for sure. So Gilbert Edmond on the edge made a really good play. Yeah,
Greedy Vance had a great play.
Greedy Vance had a great play. Yeah, yeah. Just overall, I thought the DBs had a great night. The first half was a little
Right.
bit rough, but LSU's wideouts are really good. So we kind of knew that they were going to
Yeah.
get theirs.
And
So yeah, this has been the Garnet and Goal Line instant reaction. Thanks for checking us out. You guys have a great day and go Knowles.